Hello students, today we are going to discuss the topic real numbers. So, in mathematics, we know the many number systems. We have studied more. So, the chapter real number focuses on two important concepts. One is Euclidean algorithm, second one is fundamental theorem of algebra. Before that, we have studied many number systems. What are the numbers we know? Normally, the natural number or counting numbers. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. This collection is called counting numbers or natural numbers. Now, if I include 0 with this, 0, 1, 2, etc. This collection is called the collection of whole numbers. Then you have negatives of this, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. So that means 0, 1, 2, etc. minus 1, minus 2, etc. This collection is called collection of integers. Okay, natural numbers, whole numbers, and integers. Now we have studied about rationals and irrationals. Rationals and irrationals. What is a rational number? Yes, a number of the form P by Q. Yes, we have seen such numbers 1 by 2, 2 by 3, 5 by 6, 8 by 7, anything. The number of the form P by Q. The important thing is Q is never 0. Q not equal to 0. Such collection is called rationals. Then irrationals. We have studied root 2, root 3, pi, such numbers. Okay, such numbers are called irrationals. Naturals, whole number, integer, rational, irrational. This all collection together we call as real numbers. Okay, real numbers. This is a basic concept of this chapter. What is a real number? Any number, either it is natural, whole, or integer, rational or irrational. Such numbers together we call real numbers. It's very simple to remember all those numbers. Just consider a line. Maybe here is 0 here, okay? Then you can write 1, 2, etc. Here minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, etc. So in between these, you have naturals, whole number system, negatives and positive numbers. So integer is there, integer. Then rationals, P by Q. That means 1 by 2, 1 by 3, etc. is there. And 1 by 2 means it is half, 0.5. So it's all numbers are there. Okay. All these numbers can be represented in a line. So this structure or all these numbers together we call the real number. Now we move to the first section. We move to the first section, that is Euclidean division algorithm. Euclid's division algorithm. Here we need all those numbers what we discussed. Okay. Before that, suppose given two numbers, maybe 12 and 5, any two numbers. We know the division process of those two numbers. Just we can divide 12 by 5. Okay. So take the largest number 12 first, then 5. So what happens to 12 by 5? So I divide 12 by 5. So that is 12 by 5. 5 into 2 times will give you 10 and remainder is 2. Maybe you can use a decimal representation and move further. For me it is enough. Okay. So I can write this 12 as using this 5 and this 2. So 5 into 2 plus 2. Very clear, no? 12 is there. 12 can be written as 5 into 2 plus the remainder 2. So any number, given two numbers, so I can write the largest number as smallest number into something plus some number. So take one more example for clarification. 256 and 20. Okay. So just divide 256 and 20. So 256 is the largest number. So 256 divided by 20. So 20 1 times 20. Again there is 5. 56. 20 how much times? 2 times, that is 40, remaining is 16. So now I can write the given number 256 as 20 into 12 plus 16. Is that okay? Yes. This concept will lead the concept of division algorithm. It's very simple. The statement is like this. I will write here. For any two positive integers A and B, A greater than B. So we can take B greater than A also, okay? There is no problem. Without loss of generality, I can take A greater than B. Then the theorem or the algorithm says that then there exist two positive integers Q and R such that A can be written as, since A is larger, so the same process A can be written as BQ plus R. Okay, A can be written as B into Q plus R. Also remember, this R must be less than B. Okay, R must be less than B and R may be 0. R may be 0. In which case R may be 0? Clearly, if A is divisible by B or B divides the number A. Okay, now consider the example 256 and 20, what I written earlier. So I can write this 256 as 20 into 12 plus 16. Yes. So here we can apply this structure because here A is 256 and B is your 20, and there exist two integers. Two positive integers Q and R. That means your Q is, what is Q? 12 and R is 16. Also remember, 0 less than or equal to 16 less than 20. So R, or here 16 is less than 20. So this concept is called Euclid's division algorithm or division lemma. Okay, it's very clear. Remember the concept that normal division process, which will be stated as a theorem. I will repeat once again the statement. For any two positive integers A and B with A greater than B, then there exist two integers. They are also unique integers Q and R such that A is equal to BQ plus R and 0 less than or equal to R less than B. So one more example maybe like this. Use division algorithm for the numbers 253 and 80. How we can apply? The simple process is just use the division process. 253, 80 here. So 80 3 times, that is 240, remaining is 13. So remainder is 13. So we can write 253 equal to 80 into 3 plus 13. So here, what is your A? A is 253, B is 80, Q is 3 and R is 13. So clearly 0 less than or equal to R. R means 13, which is less than 80. Okay. Now, why we need division algorithm, or what is the application of division algorithm? Before that, we have to remember two number systems. One is prime numbers and composite numbers. Okay. Prime number. What is a prime number? a number which can be divisible by 1, a number which can be divisible by 1 and that number itself. That means any other number cannot divide the given number. Such a number is called prime number. Okay, for example 2 is a prime. Okay, because we can divide 2 by 2 and 2 by 1. Also 3 is a prime, so we can divide 3 by 3 and 3 by 1. Any other number cannot divide 3. But 4 is not a prime because we can divide 4 by 1, 4 by 4 and 4 by 2. So this violates the rule. And then is 5. 5 is also a prime. The next is 7 and so on. So therefore the collection of prime number is 2, 3, 5, 7. So there is a doubt for some. Sir, whether 1 is a prime? No, 1 is not a prime. 1 divides 1 and 1 can be divisible by 1, but we cannot take 1 as a prime. There are many reasons, so maybe we can study later. So first prime is 2, and remember 2 is the only even prime number. So a number which is not prime is called a composite number. So I can write here composite number, a number which is not a prime. Non-prime numbers are called composite numbers. Okay. Now, what is the application of Euclid's division algorithm? Okay. We have seen the abbreviation HCF, highest cofactor. What do you mean by highest cofactor? A number which divides the given numbers, or the highest number which divides the given number. The highest number which divides the given number. Okay, for example, consider 12 and 8, a number which is highest which divides both 12 and 8. So clearly it is 4. 4 divides 12 and 4 divides 8, and 4 is the largest number which divides both. So therefore I can write HCF of 12 and 8 is 4. Okay. Now the application comes here. If you have two numbers, maybe larger numbers than this, can we apply division algorithm which will give you the highest cofactor? So let us see how. Okay, the question is like this: find the highest cofactor of the numbers maybe 455 and 42. Okay, how to find the HCF of 455 and 42 using the division algorithm? Clearly we have two numbers, maybe taken as A and B, what we have learned in division algorithm. So let us take the solution is let A is equal to 455 and B is equal to 42. By division algorithm, you can find two numbers, Q and R. Maybe I can write by division algorithm, there exist two numbers. This symbol is for there exist, okay, two numbers Q and R. Okay, Q and R. How to find those numbers? Just take the division process. 455 and 42. So 42 1 times 42 remaining 35. So okay, the number is, so I will try here the division process. 455 by 42. Okay, 42 1 times 42, remaining 3 35. So I can write 455 equal to 42 into 1 plus 35. Okay, now you have a number 42 here and 35 here. Now apply the same condition of division algorithm, taking A as 42 and B as 35. So I can write, this is a simple number, so I can write here 42 as 35 into 1 plus remaining is 7. Okay, again apply the same condition for taking A as 35 and B as 7. So I can write this 35 as 7 into 5 plus 0. Now you got the remainder or the final value as 0. Thus the preceding one here is 7. This 7, therefore HCF of, which are they, 455 and 42 is 7. So this is a method which we apply to find the division algorithm of two numbers. This is very simple, and also it is very important, because if you have these two numbers 455 and 42, you got the HCF as 7. Also, what happens if you have two numbers 42 and 35, to find the HCF it is also 7. So in each step you got two numbers, their HCF is the 7. So clearly HCF is of 455 and 42 is 7. Now I will try the similar way, one more example for your clarification. So HCF of the number 12,576 and 4,052. Okay, 12,576 and 4,052. So let us take solution. We have division algorithm. So the same procedure can be applied here also. So A as 12,576, which is equal to, we have to write 4,052 into something plus something. So what is this? 4,000, how many times? Maybe this is 3 times. So 4,052 into 3 is approximately 12,000 and above. So what happens? I will write here. So 12,576, 4,052, 3 times, maybe 3 into 2 times is 6, 3 into 5, 15, 1, 3 into 0, 1, 3 into 4, 12. So 12,156. So 6 minus 6 is 0, 7 minus 5 is 2, 5 minus 1 is 4, that is 420. So I can write here 420. Now again apply the division algorithm for 4,052 and 420. 420, how much times? Maybe 7 times. Sorry, maybe 9 times. So I can write, we will try here. 4,052, 420, how much times? 9 times. Maybe 9 into 0 is 0, 9 into 2 is 18, 1, 9 into 4, 36 plus 1, 37. So 2, 15 minus 8 is 7, 272. So I can write 420 into 9 plus 272. Again apply the same procedure for 420 and 272. 272, how much times? Yes, clearly 1 time. 272 remaining. 420 minus 272, which is equal to 8. 11 minus 7, 4. So 148. Okay, so now again it's not, we get here 0. So again apply for 272 and 148. 148 into how much? We can see here. So 272, 148, maybe 1 time. So 148. So 12 minus 8 is 4. 6 minus 4 is 2, 1. So 124. So 148 into 1 plus 120. 4. Again, it's not 0. So I can write 148 is equal to 124. So 124 into 1 is 124 plus how much? 4. 4 minus 2 is 2. So 24. So again 124 and 24. 24 into how much? 5 times maybe. So 24 into 5. How much? I will write here. 124, 24, 24 into 5. That is 5 into 4, 0. 2, 5 into 2, 10, 12. Yeah. So 120, that is remaining is 4. So apply 24 and 6, 4. So 4 into 6 is 24, which will give you 0. Base mass process is there. So what you got? Last step you got the value remained as 0. Thus I can say the highest cofactor of the given two numbers is 4. Okay? See the steps. Is that clear? Now, what we are doing is very simple. Applying the division algorithm repeatedly for the given numbers and until you reach the remainder as 0. Okay. So, in the above example, we have seen the highest cofactor of the given numbers 12,576 and 4,052 is 4. Now, we will consider one more problem. Question is like this. Every positive integer is of the form 2q or 2q plus 1. Every integer is of the form 2q or 2q plus 1 for some q. So you have to show this statement, okay? Maybe it is like this. Show that every positive integer is of the form 2q or 2q plus 1 for some number q. Yeah, while observing this 2q plus 1, you got the idea. It is division algorithm, okay? For every positive integer, I can take solution is like this. Let a be any positive integer. A be any positive integer. Then we have to show that either A takes the form 2q or A takes the form 2q plus 1. Clear? Here also you have to, here also you have to. So apply division algorithm by taking A you have, taking B as 2. So apply division algorithm by taking B equal to 2. B equal to 2. So we have A is equal to 2q plus R. So there is some q, but what is R? So the condition is 0 less than or equal to R less than B. That means less than 2. Therefore, what we get? R takes the value 0. 0 less than R less than 2. R is an integer, so R takes the value 0 or R is equal to 1. Thus, I can write here A is equal to 2q plus, instead of R I can write 2q plus 0 or 2q plus 1. So, A is either 2q or 2q plus 1. This shows that every positive integer is of the form either 2q or 2q plus 1. Yes, let us consider the similar type of one more problem. Show that for every positive odd integers or odd positive integer is either of the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3 for some q. Again, the process is same. Apply division algorithm. Solution. Let A be any odd positive integer. So, and take What is your value for B? Clear, it is 4q. It is of the form 4q plus 1 and 4q plus 3. So you can take B as 4. So take B 4 and apply division algorithm. Division algorithm. We get what we get? Yes, A is equal to 4q plus R 0 less than or equal to R less than how much? What is your B? B is 4 less than 4. Therefore, R is equal to 0, 1, 2 or 3. R takes these values. Therefore, what are the possible values of A? Thus, what we get? A is equal to, takes the form 4q plus, it takes 0? No 0 because A is odd. So it is even, so it doesn't take the form 4q plus 0. But it takes the form 4q plus 1 because 4q is even. So for an even number you can add 1. It will give you odd. Also, and A is equal to 4q plus, R doesn't take the value 2 because 2 is even, 4q is also even, but A is odd. Thus I can write 4q plus 3, 4q 4 plus 1, 0 and 4q plus 2 is not possible. This will give you the proof of every positive integer takes the form 4q plus 1 or 4q plus 3. Okay, the one more topic in this session is fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Yes. The very important theorem. Before moving to the theorem, let us consider the number systems of primes and composite. Let us consider a composite number 12. So I can write 12 as 2 into 2 into 3. Yes. What happens here? This 12 can be written as the product of primes. 2 is a prime, here 2 is a prime, 3 is a prime. Also, maybe 256. I can write how? So, right here 256. We have to divide using primes. Maybe 2 here, 2 1, 2 2 and 2, 8 16. Again 2, 6 times 12, 2 4 times 8, 2 32 times 64, 2 16 times 32, 2 8 times, 2 4 times, 2 times. What you got? 256 as 2 into 2 into, I can write here 2 into 2 into 2 into, how much times? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. 3, 6, 7, 8. It is also a composite number which can be written as the product of primes. Maybe you can write as, if it is possible to write it as the product of 3 and any other number. So simply we can write any composite number as the product of different prime numbers. This concept is nothing but the fundamental theorem of algebra. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The statement be like this: any composite number can be written as the product of different primes uniquely apart from the order. Okay, the statement is very simple. Any composite number that can be written as the product of different primes apart from the order, and the representation is, or the order is unique. So for example, 24 may be written as 2 into how much times 2 into 2? 4. 4 into 3 12, 3 into 2, yes, 2 into 2 4, 4 into 3 12, 12 into 2 is 24. 4. And this representation is unique. Any other prime number cannot be used here instead of 2 and 3. But the order may change. The position of 3 may be right here first, then write the 2, or write 2's first, then 3. There is no important for order, but the representation is unique. This theorem says that. Okay, I will repeat again. The fundamental theorem of arithmetic says that any composite number that can be represented as uniquely the product of different primes apart from the order. Now, what is the application? We have studied the applications of Euclidean algorithm. Here also we are going to study the application where we use the concept of fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Okay. First is HCF, highest cofactor and least common multiple, LCM, HCF and LCM. Okay. Just consider the example. Find the HCF of 6 and 20. Okay. Later I will come to LCM also. So 6. This 6 can be written as the product of different primes. Maybe it is 2 into 3. Also, maybe 20 is equal to, how we can write 20? 2 into 4 into 5. Okay. So, using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, I can write 6 as 2 into 3 and 20 as 2 into 2 into 5. Before that, what are the factors, cofactors of 6 and 20? Clearly it is 2, no? So, here 2 is there, 2 is there. Any other number is there? Commonly? No. So, highest common factor. So, is there any other number? Just take the multiple. Therefore, here HCF is 2. Okay. Take one more example which is larger than this. 24 and 60. Okay. What is the HCF of 24 and 60? Just use fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So I can write 24 as 2 into 2, 4, 4 into 2, 4 into 2, 8, 8 into 3, 24. So 2 into 2 into 2 into 3. Also here 60, 2 maybe I can write 2 into 30 maybe, or 2 into this 30 can be written as 2 into 15, yeah, or 2 into 2, this 15 can be written as 3 into 5. So this is the representation. Now what is the common factor? Here you have 2, you have 2, here you have 2, you have 2, here you have 3, here you have 3. So the common numbers are 2, 2 and 3. Therefore, HCF can be identified as HCF of 24 and 60 equal to the product of the common factors, that is 2 into 2 into 3, which is equal to 2 into 4, 4 into 3 is 12. Okay, 12 and 24. 12 into 2 is 24 and 12 into 5 is 60. So the highest cofactor is 12. Now, so now in this example we are going to find the LCM. Okay, LCM of 6 and 20. The solution is be like this. Consider fundamental theorem of arithmetic to represent 6. 6 can be represented as 2 into 3 and 20 can be represented as 2 into 2 into 5. Okay, here is very important thing. Here 2 into 3, but here I can write 2 times, so I can write 2 square into 5. Okay, so the LCM can be found out. Here is LCM is equal to, if there is a common factor, then take its highest power. So here highest power 2 and 2 are common factors, so highest power of 2 is 2. So I can write 2 square into, then 3 is there is no, so I can write 3 and 5. Okay, take the factors and take the product of highest power factors appears in both. So that is 4 into 3 into 5, that is 12 into 5 is 60. Similarly, the other example, LCM of maybe 24 and 60. 24 and 60. So find the least common multiple of 24 and 60. Again, write the same. 24 can be written as, using fundamental theorem of arithmetic, I can write 2 into 3, and 60 can be written as 2 into 2, 4 into 3, 12, 12 into 5. Okay, 2 into 2, 4 into 2, 8 into how much? Maybe I can write like this, 60 is equal to 2 into 30 or 2 into 15, 2 into 2 into 3 into 15, no, 3 into 5. Thus, I got the representation of 24 as 2 raised to 3 into 3, and here 2 raised to 2 into 3 into 5. Okay. Now, what are the factors? 2 comes there, 3 comes there, and 5 comes there. So I can write LCM is equal to highest power. 2's power is 3 into 3. 3's power is 1. So 3 into 5. That is 2 raised to 3 is 8. 8 into 3 into 5. So 8 into 3, 24. 24 into 5, which is equal to 5 into 4 is 0. 2, 5 into 2, 10 plus 2, 12. So the answer is 120. In this way, we can find the LCM and HCF of any two numbers while given or while using the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So, is there any relationship between LCM and HCF? Okay, that is our one more idea. That is a very tricky question. So, we may use these two things to find the LCM and HCF. Okay. So here, consider this thing, one example. What we got is LCM as 60 and we have HCF as, what we got the HCF for 6 and 20? It is 2, no? 2, yeah. Now, see HCF into LCM, what we get here? It is 60, it is 2, that is 120. Yes, that is 120 is nothing but the product of these two numbers. Okay, thus I can say, remark, you can mark it as HCF into LCM equal to product of the numbers. Okay, very important point, HCM and LCM, their product will be the product of the given two numbers. Okay, I conclude. So what we have learned today? First, we have studied about the number systems and what is the real number system. Then Euclidean algorithm. Euclidean algorithm says that for any two positive integers a and b, there exist unique integers q and r satisfying the condition that a is equal to bq plus r with the condition that 0 less than r less than or equal to b. Then we have seen the two applications, how to find the highest cofactor using division algorithm and 2 or 3 different types of problems. Then I have introduced a new theorem that is called FTA, fundamental theorem of arithmetic. The statement refers any composite number that can be written as the product of different primes uniquely apart from the order. Okay. Then how to find the LCM and HCF of the two numbers using the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, and one more relationship, HCF and LCM relates with the relationship that HCF into LCM is equal to product of the given numbers. Okay, thank you.